Okay, thank you for coming, guys. So this week is super simple. So I'm going to just show you what it's all about. You have to choose. Just make this smaller. So you guys have to choose your level of work that you want to do. You can try easy level. You have 3 questions at easy level, or you can try where I think you should be, or you can try where you could be. You'll note that there's 3 different strategies. They are the 3 strategies that we've been working on: algorithm, tidy numbers, and place value. I'm sorry that it feels like we're repeating ourselves, but I shared some results from some tests on Friday that you guys had participated in, and I was a little surprised to see that some people had struggled. So this is a revise before we move on. If you haven't done any of the work, there was probably about 5 of you. If you haven't done any of the work, this is going to be a challenge for you because you're catching up on a whole term so far worth of learning. One thing you could do is go back and watch any videos to help you along the way. Every single one is on my YouTube channel. So you can go to where this video is on the YouTube channel and you can see multiple videos on the different strategies. Okay, so you choose one level and then you do the examples. So what I'm going to do is now that you know what's happening, I'm going to run you through me doing some, just so you can see them again, just so it's a refresher. This might be enough for some people. Some people may need to review the questions. So I'm going to start with algorithm first. And I'm going to do a problem very similar to this level, very similar to question 4. So just restating, you only have to do 3 of the questions and you have to video yourself doing them. You post a link to your video. You don't have to post the video in your learning log. You can just put the video on your drive, make sure it's accessible to everyone, e.g. me, and then post the link for that into your learning log, or you can post the actual full video. That's actually easier for me, but it might be harder for you. So that's what you're doing. You're showing full working, doing everything on a video for 3 questions. That's all you're doing this week. Should be easy. Okay, so here's me having a go at the algorithm one. I'm going to do one that's very similar to question 4. So the mid-level, which is where I'd expect most people to be anyway. The question 4 is 3.2 times 5.4. I'm going to do 3.3 times 5.5. Whew, big challenge. Make the image bigger now so you can actually see what's happening. So first thing I do is I write 2dp, and then I ignore those decimal places in there. I treat it like it's 33 times 55. So 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16. Then I 0, 5 times 3 is 15. So it's 15. 5 times 3 is 15, which is 16. So I add that one. Then I add those together, 5, 11. See, 5 and 6 is 11. 5 and 0 is 5, 11. 6 and 2 is 8. And then 1 by itself is 1. And then I put those 2 decimal places back in. The answer being 18.15. What I want you to do after you've done it on your video is to simply go 3.3 times 5.5 and show me that your calculation is correct. Cool. If your calculation is not correct, believe it or not, it happens to all of us, you need to find out what you did wrong. I recently did a big calculation, spent about 20 minutes on it, and then looked at the simplest part of it and realized I'd got it completely wrong. I'd written the numbers down wrong. That happens to all of us. The only difference is when it happened to me, I started the video again. I'd written the number down wrong, and it was terrible. Okay, so now we're going to look at the tidy numbers problem. So the middle question number 5, 21.5 times 21.5 times 1.79. I'm going to go times 82. Ah, there you go, different number. So what I have to do, I'm going to remove the decimal places. I know there's 3 DP. So I'm just going to treat them as if it was 215 times 182. Now I want to add 18 to that to make it easy for me. Right, that's way easier. Cool, because then I'm going to be 215 times 200. And that's easy because I know I can just times it by 2 and then add the 2 zeros afterwards. So 2 times that is 430, 2 zeros, 43,000. Now actually the tricky part comes now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 215 times, now I should be going 18 because I added 18 too many, which I have to, and I have to subtract that 18 off. Oh my goodness, I haven't blown up the working. Sorry guys, didn't blow that up. So what I've done here, just so you can see, is I've added 18 to that to make that 200. Now I'm going to have to subtract that 18. So how do I do it? I have to figure out what 18 times 215 is. So if I go 20 times 250, well that's easy because it's that 2 times 230. 430 with another O because 20 has one O, so you add it there. And then I'm going to subtract 2 times that, which is 430. Take away 430. So that leaves me with 130 less than so 3,870. Yeah. Cool. So 18 times, so that there is the answer to 18 times 215. I started by going 20 times 215, take away 2 times 215. I should have written that 20 times. Oh, I did write that. Take away 2 times 215. And 215 times 2 is quite simple. So that leaves me with this answer. So now I need to come up to my 43,000 and I need to take away 43,000. I need a new piece of paper, that's what I need. 43,000, which is this number, because we times it by 200, and I'm going to subtract the 18 that I added to make 200, which is 3,870. So 43,000 take away 3,870. Well, we can take away 3,000. That's super easy. So let's just take the 3,000 away. So 40,000 take away 870. Take away 800. That's easy. Right, 40,000. Not. Take it is going to give us 39,200. And then we can take. So I took away 800. So I took away 3,000 first. Let's just do this actually properly. Then I took away 800, and now I'm taking away 70. 39,130. 39,000. So I broke that 3870. I broke it down into 3,800, and then I broke it down to 70. I used place value in other words. See that process? So that gives me this answer. Now, I know from my thing here that I have 3 decimal places. So I have to put my 3 decimal places back in. 1, 2, 3. 39,130. Or 39,000. Why am I saying that? 39.13. So let's see whether this actually does give the right answer. That will be fun. 21.5 times 1.82, 39.13. Same answer. Cool. So that's one example of one example of tidy numbers. Tidy numbers, sometimes when you have to force it, it ends up being a lot of addition and subtraction and moving stuff around. So sometimes people might not find that it is the easiest strategy to use. Okay, so the last strategy that we're talking about is, there you go, here's a piece of paper, place value. My son's been using these papers, he's been scribbling all over them, so sorry about that. So the place value problem here is 10.2 times 1.65. So let's go 10.1 times 1. I'll go 1.65. It's actually 16.5. So slightly different problem again. I've changed the problem slightly. I'm trying to change the problem slightly so you guys don't get the answers. But this is how I would approach it. Again, remove the decimal places, 3dp. So just treat it like they're not there. Then I'm going to go 10 times 1.65. 0.65, which is quite easy. It's equals 16.5. If you're timesing something by 10, you just move the decimal place that way. If you're dividing by 10, you move that way. If it doesn't have any decimal places, you just add 0. So I actually haven't removed the decimal places yet because it wasn't really needed. So I've got that. Now 0.1 times 1.65. I've got myself in a bit of a state here because I'm thinking how I actually would solve it is completely different to what I'm explaining to you. And now I'm thinking, oh my goodness, am I in trouble? But I'm not. Because what you can do, so you could do it this way of holding the 3dp, which was how I was going to do it. So I'm actually going to do it the way I said to do it, not the way I'm doing it. Sorry guys. I'm going to do it that way because then there's no issues with moving stuff. Okay, so I'm going to treat it like 101 times 165 and hold that 3 decimal places. The way that I started just before, although actually really simple, could be different to explain. So what you're going to do is you're going to go here, you're going to treat this like place value in 100 times 165 because you can only modify one number on place value. So 100 times 165 is easy. You just add those two zeros. And then 1 times 165 equals 165. And you add those two numbers together. So I should actually move that across. That to that, it's 5. That to that one, 6. Terrible, I should have them underneath each other. That one to that one, that one's 6. And then 6 and 1. And then I just put my 3dp in. 1, 2, 3. 16.665. Let's see whether I'm right. 10.1 times 1.65. 16.665. Definitely the easiest way to do it. I started, as I just said, I was going to do it. I'm always sticking with this method. The easiest method to think about is just removing the decimal places, writing it up there, doing the problem without the decimal places, then putting them back in. I was going to mess around with something else here, and I bailed on that because I want you to stick with the easiest way to think about it. Okay, so that's simply what you have to do is what I've just done with 3 problems. I just modified those ones. So you have to make a video of yourself solving those problems. I suggest practicing them first.